morning again. I wanted to talk a little bit more about mentors, people that have had an influence or an impact on my work career and life in general. And where I left off yesterday was at the tail end of my college, and really not knowing what I wanted to do other than knowing I didn't want to be a school teacher at the time. I ventured off into the world and found a company that hired me as a direct sales rep, selling car stereo equipment and motorcycle helmets. And while I had ridden motorcycles and snowmobiles and all that sort of stuff since I was a little kid, it wasn't necessarily a job I was seeking out at the time, but I loved it. And I did it for about 10 years. And during that period of time, there were a few profound people that had an impact on my career and my perspective on how I conducted business. And one of those was a direct supervisor that I had for most of that time. And at the time, although I maybe didn't really understand and realize how much he was molding and shaping my point of view and how I carried myself, now all these years later I definitely see it, and it's definitely something that I cherish and truly appreciate. The second is actually someone who was one of my peers. He was a little older, but I was promoted to a regional management position first, and then he was promoted to the other regional position after me. And he really carried himself in a way that really was almost too smooth. We had several nicknames for him, but man, he just valued his dealer base, and he valued the people that did business with him and spent their inventory dollars with him. And man, I learned so much about just making people understand how important they are to me. And from him, he really did a great job of making sure everyone understood just how valued they were by him and his family. His relationships were exactly that. They were relationships. They were celebrated. And they were, kind of like, the best way I can describe it is if you've ever seen that TV show from the 80s, Cheers, where you've got Norm was a character who would come in and the entire bar would scream Norm when he walked in. Well, that's who this guy is and was, and that's how I viewed him. And although I never really had anybody scream John when I walked in, I definitely took my cues from him and how to carry myself and to try to make my business partners feel more truly appreciated.